What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to my ultimate spreadsheets, documents, all that sort of stuff, all the stuff you need to sort of help you out with the reopenings of restaurants and bars and nightclubs and everything everywhere. Now, this one is one that I contemplated quite a bit. Now, I haven't done the final spreadsheet one for my ultimate spreadsheet. I've done 4 spreadsheets, and I'm going to finish up with this one. This will be my last piece of information that you guys can take and run with. I've been sort of harping on this a lot because we've been talking about a lot of like labor shortages and how do we get staff and these sort of things, and documentation and professional HR practices are very, very rarely utilized in restaurants and bars, especially independent restaurants and bars outside of hotels and big chain restaurants and stuff. Independent restaurants and bars usually fall short with their HR mentalities, their onboarding, outboarding, all these sort of things. And it really starts with what is everybody's job. And so what I've done here is I've given you, this is basically for a bartender, but that being said, it can be applied to anybody if you use the sort of steps that I'm going to be going through. And you can use it for any staff member. Now, if you've got a venue that has more than 10 staff, every staff member should have a job description like this. Why do we need to have a job description like this? Because it shows that our staff shows our staff that we know exactly what we're doing. It shows our staff exactly what we know we need from them. But there's no extra asks. There's no extra, hey, can you be a supervisor now that the last supervisor left? It really does lay out and stay out exactly what you need from your staff and what the staff need to do for you. So let's get this off. This is a job description for a bartender, but you can apply it to any restaurant, any position in a restaurant. A dishwasher should have a job description. A cook should have a job description. A server, a hostess, everybody should have these sort of job descriptions. And so let's kick it off. Job overview. Now, this is a nice little 1 paragraph, what your company does, what the role is, the who, what, where, how, and why of the role within your organization. As you can see, this is for a group that I helped out in Montreal. And this is sort of like just a layout. And I'm going to upload these as Word documents. So you should be able to go through and just tick the boxes. So first things first. Now, job responsibilities. Now you can break these into different sections. As you see, phone responsibilities, drink service, training and sales, closing duties and inventory, day preparation and service. Really what you want to do is line by line, point by point, lay out exactly what the job responsibilities are for a bartender. As you can see, drink service, take beverage orders from guests at bar and serving staff. It has to be to the lowest common denominator and break down absolutely every element of the job in point form. And I'll show you later why. But this really, 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 really takes out any guesstimation. Everybody knows what they're getting into. Employees do and staff. Job requirements. So must be legal drinking age. Education. So job requirements obviously must be legal drinking age if you're going to be a bartender. Education, minimum schooling. So what do you want for minimum schooling for your staff? That's a very big one. Do you want secondary school, English and math, that sort of thing? Special formal qualifications. Now, depending on the style of venue you have, you can make these necessary but not preferred, or preferred. You sort of pitch high and get to see what staff you get. But this is the sort of stuff that I saw look for. WSETs, bar smarts, that sort of thing. Experience. Now, experience should only be less than a paragraph, exactly what it's like there. Bang, bang, bang. Experience is usually what people put into ads, which is detrimental because you've got a whole bunch of stuff going along here. Number of years in the industry or with the experience. 2 years recent, in the last 5 years, full-time experience. Very big one. How do you want your staff to be experience-wise? Write it down. Working conditions. This is another good one. Like, look at this one. Constant standing and walking throughout shift, obviously. Changing chemicals and dishwashers. Big one. We need specialty training for that sort of stuff. Changing kegs, again, specialty training. Busy, high stress environment, again, special style of personality and mental servitude. Not mental servitude, mental fortitude is the word I'm looking for. And possibly having to deal with intoxicated people and other disturbances. Very, very true. So you have it all down on paper. If you have it all down on paper, everybody's accountable. The employer is accountable. The employee is accountable. Equipment, POS. And then I like to have the equipment they'll be using along with what could like what sort of minimal possibility of injury is there. So knives, glass washer, chemical changing, clothes cleaning, freezer, ice and glassware storage, broken glass, so on and so forth. Now we get into the KSAs. So your knowledge. What is your base knowledge? These are all very simple things: wineless, spiritless, beerless. Like, talk about what you're expecting. Talk about what you're wanting from that knowledge. As you can see, it's all laid out there. Skills. So like, knowledge is in the brain. Skills is what we do. Abilities is how we do it. Customer relations, abilities, self-supervising and learning, all these sort of things. These are all stuff that you can Google and find out if you want to get some more information about this. This is a very, very heavy yet very, very broad brushstroke for you to do your job descriptions for your employees. Supervision and decision making is a big one. Like, what can your staff member actually be able to make that responsibility of decision making and supervision for your restaurant, for your establishment? Lay it out. Again, accountability. Contacts, company representatives. So spirit, wine, and beer companies, are they allowed to talk to those people? Are they supposed to hand them straight over to the managers? Are they supposed to take business cards? So on and so forth. Responsibility for records, another big one. We don't usually talk about this. Who's looking after the cash? Who's responsible for the float being balanced? Who is responsible for tips? Who is responsible for logging books? All these things are big things that we sometimes miss. Responsibility for records. Okay, the last one for the job description, this very first form I'm going to put up, is the organizational flow chart. Everyone should have one of these for their organization, from GM down. Who do you answer to? If you're a floor body, who do you directly answer to? If you're a bar captain, who do you directly answer to? If you're a prep staff, who do you directly answer to? These are all very, very, very important things. This is a very simple thing to put together. It is very easy to put together, and it's done. Once it's done, you usually just fill those positions again. So please do that. And then, of course, this first part is actually the last part as well. This first part builds a lot of things. It's also the last part. So at the very end, you put your pay rate and your benefits. Now, benefits are a big one. So benefits, if it's intangible, a la staff meals, a la staff drinks at the end of shift, these things should be put into writing, because if you put it into writing, then it's an actual accountable thing. And that actually costs the business money. So if staff meals cost you money and staff drinks at the end of the thing, whether it's a beer or a spirit or whatever, it costs you money somewhere along the lines. So you got to put it down, because that is part of the pay package for your staff member. So your pay rate is the big one. And then everybody signs: staff member, bartender, candidate, bar manager, beverage manager. So there we go. So this is the first and the last form that you should build. Doesn't make sense, I know, but it should be the first and last form you build. So next up is your job description. So your job description is what you're going to post on Indeed, on Facebook, all these sort of things. And this takes a big chunk of what you've done in this first 2 pages or first 4 pages we did here, and puts it down on this. And this is all stuff that should be in there. You don't need your KSAs or anything like that, but you can see where it lines up. And I'm not going to go over this too much, but at the very end, you should have this: job type and salary. These are the 2 things you really, really, really must have at the end of your job description, because you'll really understand the staff that you get, whether it be starts at or whatever. This is a big one. So take a look at this job description and see where all that stuff correlates with this big document right here, this big contract style document, and pull what you need. So job responsibilities, pointers, all these things, boom, 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 qualifications, boom, 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 working conditions, boom, boom, boom. Lay out exactly what the staff members gain in themselves into before they even apply for the job. So you gain resumes in. This is something I like to really do. This is a bartender server screenshot, and this can be used for service depending on the style of venue you are, but you can customize this as much. I'm going to put this in Word doc, guys, so you can literally download and change however the hell you want to. Bartender server screening chart. This is one that I really, really, really love, and it's really helped me out a ton. This way, as soon as I get resumes, it's all numerical. It's a number. Resumes come and I just put in numbers, and numbers don't lie. People do, but numbers don't lie. So you go through applicant name, date applied, start going through. You can put your logo and stuff. I put that up there just so you can make it look pretty. Minimum required, stage 1. They need to get 5 out of 5 for this. And you can see it at the very top. Essential qualifications, you need to get 16 out of 32. As you can see, basics and all that sort of stuff. Then we get into the end of the essential qualifications. So you need to get 50% to move on to stage 3, which are our preferred qualifications. And our preferred qualifications, advanced wine knowledge, depending on your venue, all these sort of things. And then you've got it at the very, very bottom. Like you should be able to pull this all from someone's resume. And what you do at the end, you put your total at the very bottom, right here, and you go bang, 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 proceed to interview. Yes. Now, the reason why this is a big important thing, because you may have a assistant manager, or you may have your GM go through resumes and then pass them on to the DM. So you want to make these sort of notes. And so you can do all this sort of stuff, and you can even look at the number 5. I've got future possibility, tick. So maybe it's someone in the industry that may not fit for your venue right now, but you should keep an eye on them, because they may go and work somewhere else. It might be a little bit quieter or a little bit more approachable. And then in 6 months' time, they're ready to rock and roll, and you can offer them a job. So this sort of like really gives me the 1, 2, 3 of who's going to be the people I interview. And so this is a really big thing that, again, you can change this to however you want. And it does seem tedious. It seems like a whole lot of paperwork and stuff like that. But this way is really about, if you do a cattle call and you get 100 resumes, you can really go through and calculate and quantify the people that you want to come in. And now, not saying that this is a be and an end all at the end of the screening chart. You may see something on the resume. You're like, you know what? I want to talk to this person. I want to have a chat about this. I want to talk about one of their hobbies. They're a skier or a football player or something like that. And you can still go with your gut, but this takes out a lot of guessing. And it really does quantify down exactly what you're looking for staff. A lot of the time when we start hiring and it's a frenzy and we're trying to expand and get people on board, we're trying to put square pegs in round holes. And this takes out that square peg, round hole mentality. It really dials in exactly trying to find that round peg. Now, that round peg may be a little bit too small and a little bit too big, but it's a freaking round peg for a round hole. And that's important, especially in this day and age. So finally, we've got an interview. And this seems like a lot. I know, guys. If you think this is a lot, just tell me, comment up, and I'll sort it out for you. But it is a lot, but it is proper HR practices for hiring staff. And that is the big thing that I'm trying to put across here. We need better hiring practices for staff, because staff are getting sick and tired of being hired and then let go after 3 months, or not hired, or people giving them extra duties when they shouldn't have had extra duties. This holds everybody in the process accountable. Owners, managers, everybody is accountable for what that person does. And that is more important than anything else right now, because we're dying for staff. Okay, finally, like the interviewing chart. I might change this up a little bit before I put it up, but it's a bartender one. So these are really simple questions, which we would ask. How many years been bartending? How many years have you been serving? This is one's from PAGs, so this one's got a little tweak to it. The first question I always ask is, what do you know about my venue? This is important. I've done podcasts on knocking out your first day and getting the job and all these things. So what do you know about the venue? And this is a very big tell. If someone comes in for an interview and they don't know anything about your venue, that means they haven't done their research. And I do believe that if you're a staff member and you want to get a job somewhere that you're really, really happy about, you should know more about that venue than anybody else. And keep getting your phone and Googling Clive's Classic Lounge or Pagliacci's or your venue in particular. You can find a ton of stuff out, awards, articles, all these things. You should know all this stuff. But what do you know about the venue? Then we get into some stuff like, what's your favorite aspect of working in the industry? These are structured questions that, instead of it being a conversation, it is actually more of a, I don't want to say interrogation, but it's a bit more heavier, and it's focused and pointed towards what you want to know from the client. What was your favorite workplace and why? It's a big one. Like, why did you like working that workplace? Why was it the funnest? Like, oh, the manager was awesome, or so on and so forth. But it's a good question to start. Then I get into some more knowledge questions, like, where's your favorite wine from? And from where's your favorite wine and where is it from? And then I point that. I give 4 points, or out of 5, actually. Not sure where there's a 4 there. I'll check that as well. And it's a nice way of just going, oh, that's my favorite wine because it got me into red wine, because it got me into Rieslings. And these are the questions that I kind of feel like these are tells for knowledge and conversation and stuff like that, because you're going to have those conversations with your guests. Again, tell me a time you exceeded a guest experience. Another big one: pointed, focused, to the point. Give me an exact situation when you killed it as a server, as a bartender, as a hostess for guest relations. Big one. And what I've done here, as you can see, I've given example answers, because example answers are a big sort of like a here we go, this is what I'm expecting from it. And again, if your GM goes through resumes and then passes over to the duty manager or the assistant GM, these are where this sort of plays in. What's your favorite cocktail bar? Now, obviously, I have a cocktail bar, so my question is always cocktail bars. Where's your favorite cocktail bar, and what's your favorite cocktail there? Pretty simple, to the point. What's your favorite local brewery and beer? Now, we've got a huge craft beer scene, depending on what sort of bar you are. You can change all these questions. I would never usually go more than maybe 10 questions, because that's a nice pointed, focused, I'm going to say pointed and focused a lot, interview tactic. And it means that you can sort of still gauge people's personality, how they sit, how their body language is, stuff like that. What's your favorite spirit and why? Again, these are very cocktail bar centric ones, mainly because of the bar that I run right now. And this is very similar to the one that I use for my hiring practices, is this. And then finally, I've actually got a Survey Monkey here. I like these things. I would do a Survey Monkey or a Google spreadsheet, a Google Sheet or Google form, so that you can sort of do like, hey, here's a link, do some multiple choice questions, see where you come out, see where the right answer. Survey Monkey lets you do the right answer. So it means that it gives you a score, and then you just add that in. And you can do that with anything. Like you can do that with cocktails and food and everything. Like as long as if I like a multiple choice, because then it's just bang. I think multiple choice questions, 10 of them, do a little survey on Survey Monkey, and you got yourself another piece of data. And then I just give my interview rubrics, and like 0 to 1, 6 to 10, all these sort of the reference checks, and then my final decision, and hired by, general manager sign off, start date. And this is my 12-page hiring deck for you guys to sort of apply to your venues and use how you want to use, and really, really find the best staff. Tangible benefits, intangible benefits, all are things that will entice the right staff. And if you lay out exactly what you're looking for in staff, a professional job posting will get you professional staff. That was a good mic drop right there. And on that note, guys, thanks as always for the support over these last couple of months with the Ultimate Spreadsheet Challenge. This is my last one. So next week, I'm going to do a post of all of them that you can do. So you can download absolutely all of them. And I will post about that. So thanks as always, guys. See you soon. Bye.